out of Newark, New Jersey, Brick City Cobra, Walter Howard Jr. Now, standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, weighing in at 199.4 pounds, fighting for 302 BJJ out of Millville, New Jersey, Timmy the South Jersey Strangler Williams. Referee in charge of the action once the bell rings, Gasper Oliver.
Okay, Gasper Oliver is going to be our referee. Tim Williams is going to be in the red corner. He is in the white trunks. We have, excuse me, Howard's going to be in the black trunks in the blue corner. We are underway. Paul, tell us about the weight difference here. How does that help or hurt?
Yeah, I mean, I think Tim's a big middleweight, but he's not as big here because he's fighting up a weight class, and Walter's probably more of a true 205 or so.
6'4", 6'5", maybe.
Every bit of it, and not a skinny one at that.
Nice thing about this fight, I did have some time to talk to Tim Williams, and not having to cut that weight is a little bit of a monkey off his back. I'm going to go through that grind, but you know that could be a big difference as you see a much bigger man in the cage here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that always helps that he's able to eat and stay healthy all the way up until the fight. It's a nice trip and ends up on bottom,
and you see there's the difference of power right there.
Timmy's just got to stay comfortable here and try to work back to his guard, and Howard's going to obviously want to use his strength and
you see
stay in that side control.
He was going for the judo trip there, and he had it, and he just kind of got muscled there.
Tossed him right back
by
over.
Howard. But Timmy's game off his back, as we said before, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, certainly going to be okay and comfortable here, but he's going to have to advance his position as Howard will stay here all around.
Oh, yeah. Being the bigger guy, he has no problem being in a dominant position like this. He's probably taking his time and waiting. He knows Tim's a black belt jiu-jitsu. He doesn't want to do anything silly and lose position here. He knows he's kind of got a gift a little bit here. You know, Timmy went for a throw and he took advantage of it, so he's not going to want to lose this. He's going to want to dominate this position and look for some small ground and pound.
He's got that. He has not moved that hand off the back as he looks to give some little hammer punches. I don't see any real danger there, but he has given no space at all for Tim Williams to advance here. Textbook jiu-jitsu from the standpoint of smotherization there, if you will.
And Timmy trying to just hold on to Howard's arm there, not letting him get away with any ground and pound, maybe stalling him out a bit.
There's that underhook. There's the underhook. And now
he's making some moves. Back to his feet, watching his
watch that neck. He's got to watch that neck, Paul. He's got to watch that neck.
Howard's got a hold of it.
This has been a problem before. He needs to immediately address that neck. Immediately. In my opinion, he's got to throw that right hand up. He's got to get out of there because his neck is
Howard's got his hands locked up. He's just trying to get an angle. He's not going to be able to finish it from that angle. He's going to try to pull guard if he wants to finish it, which he's going for it. He's a strong, Howard's strong as they come. If he can get a hold of that neck and jump guard, looks like he's having trouble pulling that elbow down to finish it. And Timmy doing a great job of keeping his neck straight up so that he can't get an angle on the guillotine.
Nice job there. I mean, it just seemed like it was really deep. And when you get these guys early on and they're dry, it can be really nerve-wracking. If he locks up and pulls guard, we saw Pat Sabatini earlier tonight. He was victorious with the second time around with the choke. So, man, nice job by Tim Williams. And, I think Tim just has to kind of get loose here, get things going.
He's landed some nice short knees to the thigh, inside of Howard's thigh there. It doesn't seem like it's going to do much, but believe me, over the course of a 15-minute fight, those don't feel nice.
Tim Williams, very experienced guy, featured on the Ultimate Fighter show, has fought in the UFC. He's back in his hometown here, Atlantic City, packs the place all the time. He's going against a very big and very physical Walter Howard as we are in what is almost just over a minute left in round one. Bit of a feeler out, kind of slow, and I'm going to give the round so far to Howard on the takedown.
Yeah, I mean, he dominated most of the round in side control, but, as we see here, Tim's got him pressed up against the fence, and he needs to do something with it. I do believe he can steal the round if he can do something with this position right now here at the end of the first round.
How about the opposite hand, short elbows in there, big space, and you have your underhook, go right off. You can do the bottom or the top elbow, right?
Yeah, I think that could be something you should look for off those knees. Howard's doing a good job of controlling the biceps, so maybe Tim can't get off of, getting the distance that he needs. But right there, he's controlling the wrist, and Howard's holding his head low. I think that's a perfect time for him to maybe look for some elbows.
Sure. You know, I think it's going to be interesting as this plays out. I think Tim Williams' conditioning is going to be fine, even at the higher weight. And we'll see how Howard does it if he does get in deep water, just because he is the bigger guy. As you see that, he's going to have to address here. We're going to have 15 seconds of strikes back and
Guys are
forth.
throwing down here at the end of the first. Nice right hand by Tim.
Oh, Tim got rocked. They both got rocked.
Wow, way to slug it out here at the end. 5 seconds left in the first round. They're throwing down, Brian.
Forward, knock him, sock him, robot. That's the end of round one. It looks almost like the ref was
Stopped
looking
it
at the
early.
clock.
Yeah.
Maybe there might be a sync record. We're going to go take a quick look at it again. Boom, there's an elbow. Paul followed up. Howard answered back and forth.
Yeah, he's just trading. He runs the right hand. Timmy runs the right hand. He runs the right hand. Tim went back and forth, just slugging it out. They both got rocked. You know what? I think that's a confidence booster for Tim, though, because he had gotten in his last fight, he got hurt bad with strikes. So for him to come out here and prove that he can stand there and trade a little bit, but Howard showing that he's got just as much power.
Moved about 2 inches on that one punch. But you know what? He went right back and threw his own punches, and Howard kind of gave him a look up like that hurt, that connected. So, this is going to be interesting if these guys decide to stand and trade again. We'll see what unfolds, but I would not want to be on bottom. I think the only thing I would tell Tim Williams is do not go underneath this guy again. You don't want to lose that time or that pressure.
Show how long it took him to get back up. And that's how it's going to be every time with a guy as physically big and strong as Walter Howard. You don't want to be underneath there. I don't care how good your jiu-jitsu is. You've only got 5 minutes to make it count.
Tim Williams did eventually get the elbow escape. He got the underhook. He got out, but it took him about 2 minutes to get there. And that's 2 minutes where I think Howard was just kind of relaxing. Folks, we're ready for round 2. It's coming your way from the Borgata. Paul Felder and Brian Palico. It's Tim Williams versus Walter Howard. Tim Williams out of the red corner in the white shorts. Howard out of the blue and the black. Round 2. What do you think is going to happen in this one, Paul?
It looks like these guys are willing to start trading again, which is seems to be going the way of Williams here in the very beginning. But Howard's got the kind of power that he can change that at any time. But Timmy's starting to open up a bit here with his striking. Looking better than he has in his past few fights with the stand-up.
It looks like Howard's kind of favoring maybe that right hand, too. Like that's the one punch that he wants to land. He's kind of on his back pedal a little bit, too, and Tim may be opening up a little bit. This could be trouble for Howard. Nice
combination by Tim Williams. He's looking way more relaxed on his feet. He's just got to be careful because Howard can put your lights out. He's a big man if he hits you with a straight right, but he seems to be fading a bit, Brian.
Kind of backing up there.
And he goes for the shot.
Tim's done this before and made this mistake to where he's gone for the takedown instead of sticking with the stand-up. It actually happened in the first bout against Smith. So I think his coaching staff is all kind of saying, hey, I think they're saying just that and trying to listen in as I'm calling the fight here with Paul. But Tim Williams is separating himself a little bit in round 2.
Now here's where he can land these elbows again, Brian. Howard's leaning his head to the side. He doesn't have control. It's Williams that has control of his chin. Now, he's struggling to get these takedowns. He doesn't want to lose position on it.
Or his energy here.
He's
He
sagging
wants
like
top.
that.
You see the longer Howard can just post there and do the Chuck Liddell and just kind of say, hey, I'm going to, get up here. So Tim's got to get this position, I think, if he wants it, because he's going to gas himself a little bit, or should I say wear himself down a little bit from having to get.
I mean, his punches will have a little less sting on him by the time that the end of this round comes around. And he was looking really sharp with his boxing.
His boxing really did look good, but, it's one of those things where when you're in there, you make the decision that you make, and
it's until you've done it. I mean, it's easy for us to sit here cage side and say you should be doing this, you should do that. These gentlemen are the ones in there fighting, and they know.
That's always the best when they say, well, why doesn't he just punch him in the face? It's like when you can't lift your arms, you can't punch him in the face. We're in 2 minutes and 40 seconds here. Tim is working the underhook. He's in an okay position. I like those punches. I like those.
He could go for the finish
like
there.
those. Nice.
He's going to look for the choke.
This could be it. This is where Tim is he's deathly here. He's brutal. I've been choked out by him 10 times from rear nakeds in the room. I mean, once he applies pressure, it's tough. I do think you mentioned Howard was fading a little bit. He's going to open him up with strikes.
He needs to keep doing this. Ground him out. You know, and Howard obviously needs to go for broke here. He's getting kind of, he's crumbling a little bit here. He needs to explode and try to get back to his feet and get back to work.
That could be it. You know, the punches open up the neck. I don't think he has it yet. Howard's doing a nice job of turtling, but he's not advancing himself in the fight. And I think Tim Williams' heart and his confidence are growing. As we talked about, this is going to be an important part of this fight.
Yeah, he's still going for that rear naked choke, but he doesn't seem to be able to get it under the chin.
He's got a brutal rear naked, man. I've seen him do it many times. He really does a nice job of that. I'm almost thinking he's going to go Dan Henderson Fedor underneath the armpit there.
Yeah, he's
those punches.
He's looking for those uppercuts, but I think Timmy's fading a bit too here. You know, these are two big guys. When you're grappling this much and punching as much as they are, those punches are what he needs to do, though, to get under that chin. He needs to get Howard worried about the shots.
Can he rear naked with the other arm? Because he's got to watch his position here. Because Howard's such a big physical.
Yeah, that's
nice
the problem.
I think
what Tim was worried about is he doesn't have his other hook in. So if he gives Howard enough space, he's going to be able to use the fence to pop back up to his feet.
Yeah, Howard is not out of this fight yet, folks. I thought it might be over, but Howard has done a very nice job of just kind of staying cool.
He's doing a good job of just keeping this shoulder on the cage so Tim can't get around to the other side. If he stays here and plays it smart, he can survive round 2 and make it to the third,
and then potentially, you know, start throwing some of his punches down. And
who knows?
He has a very big right hand, as we have seen earlier.
He's getting around the chin a little more there, Brian. That's much more trouble now. Now he's got both hooks in.
His hands up with the
and he gets the tap. Beautiful job by Tim Williams.
That's the win, and Tim Williams gives him the look, and the monkey is off his back. He's got to feel great about that. You know, he was a little bit concerned. He ate a couple of punches, but he really recovered. He stayed poised. And I think there was a moment, Paul Felder, when Tim was in there exchanging punches with Walter Howard, where he dug deep and he said, you know what, I'm not going down tonight at the Borgata.
You know, I think the big difference is Timmy exchanged with him on the feet, got his boxing back underneath of him, opened up for the takedown. Here it is. He finally works his way around to the back. It took him a while. He landed some good ground and pound here. This definitely softened Howard up. His arm was trapped, and he eventually does what he does.
And what you said, he can't stay there. You know what I mean? You really can't stay there. And Howard did about as good a job as you can. As you take a look at the finish
why don't you talk us
by
through that
Tim
one?
Williams, as he reaches in there with the right. Now, I had said earlier, if you can get the opposite hand, he goes in. And there it is, folks. Once Tim Williams locks that in, there's about nothing you can do but go to sleep or tap out. And Walter Howard did just that. He taps out, and there's your victor. Tim Williams, the South Jersey Strangler, gets it done. He gets the monkey off his back. He avenges what was 2 losses in a row. He's back on track. He's moving up a little bit. He may go up a weight class. We touched on that earlier. But an outstanding job by Tim Williams. He's your victor tonight at the Borgata. We're going to go for the official announcement for Dr. David Sarnoff.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout was stopped at 4 minutes and 19 seconds of the second round. Winner by submission by way of the rear naked choke. Out of the red corner, Timmy, the South Jersey Strangler, Williams.
Tim Williams gets it done. Now Paul will be up with Tim.
Tim Williams, hey man, congratulations, buddy. Look, I know you've had a tough last 2 fights. You know, and it's always hard to come back in here knowing that you're in front of your fans. These people love to see you come in here and win. How amazing does it feel in front of your crowd to come in here? Not only did you get the win, you got the choke, man.
Feels amazing. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support.
Yeah, man, listen, you know, what impressed me the most about your fight tonight is I know you can come in here, you can get behind a guy, and you can choke him out. But you stood there, you threw down, you let your hands go. Was that something maybe you were working on in this fight to really let your striking go? And that set up that double leg, which got you the finish.
Yeah. Andy Russell right over here has been working with me. Just get my head off that center line. I got to go back to basics and then build up from basics again. So.
Yeah, man. Well, you look great, man. You were landing clean shots. Way to get back into the win column. Congratulations. Tim Williams, guys. Good job, buddy.
Save all pieces coming up, too, for that W. Let's go, sir.
Thanks, buddy. Brian.
And there it is. Tim Williams gets it done. Big win. He's saying his boy's coming up next. As we see the big dog, Ricardo Almeida, goes by tonight here at the Borgata. Tim Williams, your victor, in with his coaches. What a comeback victory. He gets that monkey off his back. And we have the biggest and best fights yet to come tonight at the